Hey there, I'm Onnie, a self-care coach who's all about helping busy, people-pleasing moms release the do-it-all, be-it-all mentality. Let's talk about how you can know yourself, love yourself, and be yourself in all the hats you wear these days. Let's dive into my very first, my absolute favorite way to save time or to make more time in my day is to be intentional by planning my day. So I'm an early riser. I've always been. Recently I've been way earlier, but I do wake up, before any of my family does, and I've got 6 kids. 5 of them are at home. Our oldest is 21, she's out of the house, but I still have 5 kids at home. But I wake up before my husband or any of my kids get out of bed. I am a big planner, and I'd like to say, like, I haven't always been this way, but I really have. Like, even in high school, like, I love stationery and like school supplies, and I was always like buying new planners and all of this stuff. So these days I use my passion planner, but it doesn't matter what, through the years, of course, this is only my 2nd year using the passion planner, but I've used like just notebooks. At one point I had like a whole mom's binder with like all kinds of organizational tools inside it. But what it comes down to is just planning, and it doesn't have to be in concrete. Like that plan can change, but having that general idea of what you want to get done and when you're going to do it will help save time. Yes, it takes time to plan, but when you look into like how much time that you're going to save by actually having that plan in place, it really does benefit you to sit down, think about what do you have going on that day, or, plan for the week or plan for the month. But then each time, like revisiting that plan and revising it so that you don't, so that you don't get pushed to the side, right? So I've talked before about scheduling a date with yourself, but this will save you time with everything, right? Like in all of the things that you need to do, sitting down and having a written plan, that way you're not wasting time trying to figure out like, oh, what am I supposed to be doing at 3 o'clock? Or, when can I fit this into my day? Or, if you sit down and actually write down your plan for the day, it's gonna save you time over the long run, and it's gonna get you in the habit of doing it, which is gonna continually save you time. So that's my number 1 tip. On. All right, number 2. So this is funny because I was speaking at a mass, like a summit, and the host of the summit was interviewing me about self-care, and we were talking all about like the different pillars of self-care and how one can start, if they've never practice self-care, they're not used to even being able to get a shower during the day because of the hecticness of the day and all of this stuff. And one of the questions was, what's my favorite tool? And it immediately, like, of course, like now that I'm in my own business, like I have all kinds of like technology tools and apps and things like that, but the number 1 tool that I use, both in my business and in my life, like as a mom and at home, is my slow cooker. This was like such the time saver. In fact, in 2010, our number 5 daughter was born. And that was the moment that I, really started I started being intentional about my own self-care. And, I can remember the minute, and it all started with a Zumba class. And one of my friends wanted me to go to the Zumba class that another friend was teaching. And I had never done Zumba or anything like that. And every night she had the class, I think it was like 5 o'clock or something. And every night my friend, her name's Joni, and every night Joni would ask me to go to the Zumba class. And I'd be like, no, I can't. I've got my family to feed, I've got dinner to cook, I've got, homework to do. I was homeschooling at the time, so I'm like, we still have schoolwork. Like, I would just run down those excuses of all of the things that I had to do that were preventing me from going to the Zumba class. And I had all kinds of excuses, and you may too. So one night, I took out the slow cooker, started throwing, and it wasn't really untypical of me, because I did use the slow cooker on occasion. But that night, that morning, I put stuff in the slow cooker and everything, and she came to my door at like 4:35 or 4:45, and she's like, "We're going to the Zumba class." And I was just about to say, start spouting out all my excuses. But the truth of the matter is dinner was okay. My family was okay. Like, my husband had gotten home from work. Everything kind of fell into place. The stars lined up, which I thought were never going to happen. But a main reason to that was because my slow cooker. And so since then, I have used my slow cooker, whether I'm home all day. My kids laugh because they're like, not another slow cooker meal, but I really have become versatile in what I use that for. And I probably make maybe 3-4 meals of the week there, but that has saved me a lot of time because I just put the ingredients in the morning when I have the time. So later on as the day goes on, because I'm so tired by the time afternoon hits, it's, first of all, it's like that mental fatigue, decision fatigue or whatever. Like, I do not feel like thinking about what I'm gonna have for dinner. It usually ends up being just like an easy dinner, but with the slow cooker, it really does save time. So if you don't regularly use your slow cooker, I suggest, if you have it under your cabinets, dig it out, dust it off, clean it up, revisit. There's lots of recipes online to get you started. Super easy. But that's my number one time-saving tool as far as being able to save you time. Well, that is a time-saving tool, but that's my number one tool for saving time. But there's lots of other ways, other tools out there that you can use to save time. And some of the things, I was trying to do a little bit of brainstorming before I got on here today. And some of the things I came out with are using a shopping list, which is super simple to do, but I'm surprised at how many people don't use a shopping list. Because one, you save time and you save money, and it's easy to do. There's lots of apps on your phone, I just do it old school, and I have a list on my refrigerator. I yell off to the kids, "Hey, we don't have toothpaste. Can you go put the toothpaste on the shopping list?" And we kind of just got in the habit of when things are running low or we're run out of, just stick it on the shopping list. It saves me time in the store, and it saves me time, time trying to think of what it is that we're missing. But also grocery delivery. That's another tool or another service that can help you save time. You can order your food in the morning and either get it delivered to your house, or you can just go pick it up while you're out. Which brings me to number 3 for my favorite time-saving ways to save time, and that is to batch tasks. So if you do that grocery delivery, or the grocery pickup, schedule it on a time that you're already going to be out of the house, right? Batching tasks is all about doing things similar together. So one of the easiest ways to batch tasks is for errands. My mother-in-law loves to go to the store. She'll go, we'll be in the middle of cooking dinner, and she'll be like, "Oh, we forgot this," and she'll run to Walmart. Probably goes to the store 2 or 3 times a day. Now she lives in the country, so probably not as much. Well, definitely not as much, but going to the store and coming back, think of how much time that is taking. So if you can batch your tasks, right, which a shopping list could help, but also, if you need to mail letters, if you need to go to the post office or pick up medication, go food shopping, all of that, I've talked before about, I always keep a bag for Goodwill or for the thrift store in my laundry bag, in my laundry room, which I'll just grab and throw it in the car when I'm going out. I don't take a special trip to drop that bag off. Everything is batched together to save me time. And those minutes that I save, or sometimes, some cases, hours that I save, I can actually use that to do things that fill my bucket, right? Like reading and spending time with family and doing jigsaw puzzles and jumping on the trampoline and doing things like that I can have fun with and that I enjoy and that fill my bucket. So, okay, so I was just looking at my notes. So phone calls is another thing that you can batch together, right? Instead of just, making a phone call here or there, which might be the way that you've been doing it because of interruptions from kids and everything, but if you can get all your phone calls, or at least a good bulk of them together, it's going to save you time from like going back and forth and thinking of what you have. I cannot even talk today. What you've got to say, and you have that list, which you've already planned, of list of phone calls, whether you need to pay bills or schedule appointments or whatever. You have that all together, and you can do that all at one time. And okay, so I think I covered all my notes here. Do you have any questions? I see one person's watching. Hello. And if you're watching the replay of this, let me know if you have any questions about any of these things that I said, or if you have any suggestions or ideas of things that you do that have saved you time, because this is all about exchanging ideas and supporting one another. So if you have any ideas, please let us know. And finally, I have, this Facebook Live was all about saving time, but I actually have a course all about creating time for self-care. And this is about, making more time in your day. I talk about block scheduling or creating that flexible schedule, because as moms, life is unpredictable, but being able to give yourself permission to not do things perfectly, to stop doing it all and stop trying to people please and take care of everybody else's needs, and instead take care of yourself so that you can fill your bucket and be even more of service to all of those you love and take care of. So look for that course. Also look for the workshop that I'll be releasing at the end, or in a few weeks. And I think that's it for today. So thank you so much for joining me. If you're watching in this group, thanks for being a part of the group. If you're not watching in my group and you'd like to be a part, we're the Moms Without Capes. It's a free private Facebook group happening on, well, I already said it's happening on Facebook, but it's for women who want to hang up their Superwoman cape because they are exhausted from trying to do it all and be it all. And they want to start nurturing themselves to fill that bucket. So thank you for joining me today. Again, I'm Onnie Michalsky, and I will see you next week.